Cities often approach us because their residents are frustrated. They often have broadband that's too expensive, it's unreliable, they don't have much choice.
So many of our residents who are struggling with just overall connectivity, with constant drops, and because there wasn't competition, it was a very expensive endeavor for a really low quality service.
I think that a really key fact here was that we had residents coming to the city and asking us to get involved and intervene.
We spent a lot of time on this and made sure we picked a good partner, and I think we all feel really confident that we did that. We asked all types of players in this space how they would like to partner with the city, because we were really looking for a partner.
We're grateful to be here. Of all the things that cities can do, we feel that broadband connectivity is one of the very most important and best benefits to
From my perspective, the rollout has just been fantastic.
So I came to UTOPIA Fiber in 2021. It was during the height of the pandemic, and I got a call from Roger Timmerman, the CEO. He was saying, hey, everybody's at home, they're on Zoom, they're on Teams. This whole internet thing has really taken off, and I want to take it to the next level.
You need to understand who your stakeholders are. They're not always going to be the same. Our stakeholders are mayors and councils, and those people are accountable to their constituent.
If you go ask these communities, they're not served.
These cities that we work with, they're trying to figure out, well, why are we in this?
Numerous complaints were coming to us about the lack of service. Their frustration with not having access to real broadband. The incumbents were very much oriented toward a cherry-picking approach, and they were willing to make commitments to come into the communities, but only in certain areas, mostly business areas, where they could reap a profit. When we initially started out, we didn't know what we did. They were willing, and so we relied very heavily on outside consultants to advise us as to technology and marketing and so forth. They didn't have enough knowledge to really guide us in those next steps that would come.
Linden was one of the first 11 UTOPIA interlocal cities that joined together to start the network, and it was a very scary, very big undertaking.
UTOPIA is a great example of Utah's pioneering spirit. UTOPIA started in a time where there was a great deal of foresight and forethought to the future. And so getting this heavy infrastructure into the ground, making sure that our residents long into the future can succeed and that this infrastructure is future-proof was key.
We would see these incremental gains, and we're building out the footprints and we're getting more financially stable, but it's a slow, hard grind for sure.
That is the Utah spirit. Thinking through problems, thinking into the future, working together, doing things that are hard together.
This system, it's great, top of the line today, but this will be good and benefit the community for generations.
This is one of the very first facilities that UTOPIA put in place, and it was actually put in place by Murray City before it became part of the UTOPIA Fiber partnership. Many of these fiber cables are over 20 years old, and yet we're on the third or fourth generation of technology. It's one of the benefits of a fiber network is that it's so future-proof.
The need and the desire for increasing capacity and high speed and reliability in networking, those things aren't going away. It started long ago and it continues to grow exponentially.
My dad lives just up the street from me. He's been diagnosed with Parkinson's, lost my mom this year. He's lost the use of the left side of his body. And that would have been a real struggle. He's on UTOPIA now, he's fast. We've got cameras all through his house. I just whip out my phone, look up, I see if he's out of bed, I see if what room he's in, see if he's okay. And those kind of things to do here, that's really comforting. That's probably where the internet's most important to me, not whether or not I can stream Netflix.
People think of UTOPIA Fiber as just connecting the homes and businesses, but the big things are also on our network. We power a lot of the state of Utah's locations, the county facilities, the universities, the large data centers.
How do we make sure that our communities have the most fundamental infrastructure that they need to succeed, both at the citizen level and also at the business level? And for our local government officials, At every turn, small city, small town, large county, we have local government officials who are looking in every nook and cranny to find the best possible partnership to do that.
I wanted to put Utopia to the test, and I live in Syracuse, so I signed up for Utopia in Syracuse because I wanted to know what's the quality of the product, and what's your customer service like, and what's the customer experience going to be like. Before we were ever really putting anything online here in Bountiful, I signed up, and that was a great experience. It's fantastic.
The most impressive thing to me about those local government officials here in Utah is that they are willing to do the work to find the right partner to facilitate the things that they need for their communities. How do we do that when we don't want to compete with the private sector?
The open access model is what we use to be the right balance between city partnership and private sector competition innovation. What that does is it allows one fiber infrastructure to be built, and all of the different companies can come in and use that. It's the proper role of government to provide infrastructure, but then that infrastructure enables private sector competition into these communities.
Behind me, you can see businesses up and down our historic Main Street. I don't know that there is probably not one of them that doesn't have a service provider that's on Utopia. The biggest benefit of Utopia is the fact that it's still free market within that network. Even the big guys nationally, they don't have to build their own network up in these small towns. They can just choose to become a service provider that's on Utopia.
UTOPIA Fiber is the nation's foremost expert in open access networks. What we've developed here in Utah is something that we can deploy in other parts of the country.
UTOPIA Fiber, we can really be the broadband advocate for a city. We can be your partner to figure out what the best approach is to these projects and to the needs of the community. The cities are not all the same.
One of the very unique things about Utopia and its long and tenured history now in this industry is that we have the capability to be very flexible and very creative with our deal making. We have all different kinds of partners at this point. We have cities who ask us to build the network for them and own it in-house. We have cities who would like to have a different partnership where they own the facilities and we run that network for them. We also have partners who really just want to utilize and leverage our capabilities.
Bozeman is a great place to live. It got a lot of attention in the past decade due to a very popular television show. Bozeman itself is such a beautiful community. COVID happened, and we heard the same thing from the residents, that they couldn't do remote work with multiple people in the house streaming, doing video conferencing. And so we decided to work with Utopia to build Yellowstone Fiber. Immediately thereafter, Bozeman had a large influx of remote work. And some of that is due to us having a fiber to the home network that can provide those gigabit and multi-gigabit connections. In fact, I've had many people who are moving to Bozeman who reach out to me before putting an offer in on a house to make sure that they can get our service before they sign on the line. Utopia brought a lot of experience in financing, operations, and construction and engineering that we couldn't scale with. So we couldn't have done this without Utopia coming along to bring their existing business processes, existing engineering context, and helped us build what we did.
Idaho Falls is one of those fast-growing cities that I call it the big city exodus is what's moving to Idaho Falls. Because we had a need to build high-speed fiber optic networks for the electric utility, actually. And so we needed to connect up our substations and generation plants. And it made sense also to connect in the network for the rest of the city. So a lot of businesses in the community were on our network. They were saying, hey, how do we get this kind of service and connectivity at our home? Being a not-for-profit, it's all about service and making sure that we're providing service throughout the community. We were already in the broadband business, already in the fiber optic business, so we didn't need, a ground-up build. They had the expertise in the open access networks.
Most cities don't have their own marketing department. It's rare if they have anybody doing any sort of marketing for them. They sometimes do social media posts, but Utopia really has a good, robust team that can handle whatever they need, whether it's an event that we can go to, or digital ads, or handling an entire strategy.
Bringing fiber to communities is one of the best ways we can help people. We help people save money, we help people have a better quality of life. We have all this amazing technology that people can benefit from when they have fiber to their home. We have first responders and public safety people that benefit from wildfire detection cameras and connectivity for all of their applications. The schools and the libraries and all the educational partners all benefit from the fiber connectivity that these projects bring.
So, we braced for a whole city construction project. We're a city on a mountainside. If people are unhappy, they can find you. And honestly, the construction was not hard. It was not difficult. I've never experienced having residents reach out and say, when is the construction coming to my street? How fast? Like, when will they tear up, in front of my house? Because they were so excited to get the service.
3, 2, 1.
Customers are just lining up and really excited about the new opportunity they have for competition.
The secret sauce of Utopia, and this is going to sound a little hokey, is the people. We really are a community network. We don't have customer call centers offshore. We don't have somebody that you're ringing up in a different country. Because we're in the community, we understand the community. And because of that, we're able to serve the community better.
At UTOPIA Fiber, we're always looking for new partnerships. We're seeing cities everywhere demanding better connectivity than what they have today. I expect that UTOPIA Fiber will be larger and more spread out across the country. The future is bright.